Welcome to Homework Lib.
To outline what is going to be the procedure whenever we want to find the equilibrium concentrations of reagents and products given their initial concentrations. So the first thing that we're going to see is that we're given the concentration for some reagents, right? And we don't know if the reaction is going to go forward or on the reverse direction. So the first thing that we need to do is calculate Q. This is going to be our first step. Next up, in most of these cases, we're going to be given the value for Kc. So we are going to compare Q and Kc. With that, we're going to be able to predict the direction of the reaction. We know that if Q is larger than Kc, what is going to happen is that the reaction is going to be going towards reagents. And if Q is lower than Kc, then the reaction is going to be going towards the products. So now, with this information, we can prepare now a nice table. So this is going to be the fourth step over here. Now, we're going to represent the changes in concentrations with X to find what is going to happen now. Next, we're going to sum the table to determine the equilibrium values in terms of the initial concentrations. This is going to be a step 6. Sorry about that. Now we're going to substitute X into the expressions for the equilibrium concentrations of the reagents and products and calculate. Oh, sorry. The next step is going to be to put the equilibrium values in the equilibrium expression. That means that if we have a reaction A plus B producing C plus D, what we're going to do is that from our ice table, we're going to put in the equilibrium equation the concentrations at the equilibrium that we found for C, D, A, and B. And all of these concentrations are going to be in terms of the variable X and the initial concentration. The next step is going to be solving the equation for X. This is going to be 8. With that, we can substitute into the expressions for the equilibrium concentration of the reagents to calculate the actual concentrations. And finally, we are going to be able to check ourselves by substituting the equilibrium values into the equilibrium expression calculated and the given values of K. So this is going to be our general procedure. Of course, not in all of the cases you're going to be required to do everything. So for example, in most of the cases, you don't need to calculate the value for Q and compare it with Kc, and you're going to be able to proceed with the problem because generally whenever we have an acid-base equilibrium, you're only given the concentrations of the reagents, for example, or something like that. So this is going to be the list: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. With that, it would be all. Thank you very much, and have a good one.